Hey everybody, here to do another video today, this time on another kit, a little Gundam guy. It's the Beargguy, or Beargguy, I'll just call it Beargguy through the video because it's going to be easier. The Beargguy-san, which is the second, as far as I'm aware, version of the Beargguy. This is what he originally looked like, and obviously he's a little bit different now, so we will have a look now because, yo guys, it's a Gundam. The Beargguy-san is, yes, in fact, a little yellow bear with a big ribbon on his back. Straight off the bat, that's awesome. Love it. Great idea. This is based off the 1:140 scale high-grade HGBF from quite a few years back at this point, but with a lot of new extra pieces to bear it up. I absolutely love the look of this guy. His big, massive head, his dead soulless eyes. They've even given him little tiny paws as well. Maybe it would have been nice if you could have given him claws, but I suppose that would take away his cuddly, tender nature, which is probably not what they were going for. His feet are also quite nice, but nothing amazing or anything to write home about. But underneath those hard yellow pieces, there's actually an incredible amount of sculpted detail that's completely covered up. Which is very strange, I know, but around the back you can see a bit more of that extra lines that you need to put in there if you choose to. And as we move up, you'll see just on his booty there, he's got a little tiny round tail, because he's a sweet little bear and he doesn't want any fighting. And his big ribbon on his back, which is a slightly different plastic to the other stuff. I don't know my plastics, so it just has a weird texture to it. It's not a bad thing, it's just to go, ooh, it's a bit different. Underneath his head, he does have a neck joint, which again has that extra lines that you need to put on, and his big, massive, terrifying face. Look at those soulless eyes. Jesus Christ. So what can this little bear do in terms of articulation? He can move his head left and right. It kind of moves at this angle just because of how his neck works. He has a neck joint and a bit of a wobble there. And as you can see, there's not a lot of positions it does, but it does everything you'd like it to. You can kind of tilt it a little bit left and right, but not a huge amount. The ears move, they twizzle at the top, and they move up and down. So you can get a little bit of posing out of it as well, which is pretty cool. I like that fact. What else do we have? We have his little face. His mouth opens so he can just scream at you because he wants to die. But we don't give him that option. The arms have a shoulder pad here which is a bit loose and will wobble around just because of how it goes. The arms will roll all the way around with the shape of the body. They'll move out about that far. It can be a bit fiddly to find his very small tiny elbow joint, but it does give you a bicep swivel thanks to it being a ball joint. And this is literally all you get for articulation, you know, it's not a deep bend. The paw can also rotate if you don't want to do it at the joint itself. You can move it. I don't know why you'd want to, but that option is there for you. It's good to have them. Leg-wise, what can you do? The pads here don't wobble around, which is a bit nicer compared to his shoulders. They move out a good amount, like, it's very stiff though, very tight joints, but they can move out for a full splits. So your tiny bear can really get his legs out there if you want him to, I suppose. They move forward, but again have to form to the shape of the body, so they go out at a bit of an angle. But it does allow him to do a bit of a sitting pose. So whatever, you just need to finagle it around a little bit. So let's get him standing again. There we go. We have a little bit of a thigh swivel, not a huge amount. It, again, has to follow the shape. And we have quite a good double knee joint here. Gets it over 90, which is good, and we have a ball joint in the foot, which allows the toe to move forward. Leaves a big gap in the back here, and there's a lot of wobbling around. They don't super support his weight sometimes, the ankle joints I should say, and he can start tipping over as he's doing right now, so there you go. But you can tilt his legs in and get him to look all cute. Bow in his back, shockingly does stuff as well, which I didn't expect. Ball joint here at the top, but it just really allows you to twist it. There's some extra detail which was super annoying to panel line in because there's so many lines, and the kind of plastic just doesn't really like pens. And again, ball joint here so you can move this up and down so you can make it look like he's whooshing through the air, I guess, or she, depending on your type. Whoa, there he goes. There he goes. But yeah, pretend he's whooshing. Or, you know, there's no breeze at all and he's just standing still. Nice bit of articulation, but completely weird. Accessory-wise, what does the bear have? He has another face with angry eyes. It's actually pretty cool how you get this off. It's easier to pull his head off, because I'm a nightmare person, and you pull the head off and he's a screaming head. There's a little gap under here, which I find is easiest to grab his mouth, and you rip his mouth off, and now he can never scream again. You pull his face off, because I'm Optimus Prime from the movie. You shove on the new face, because he hates me, and you put his mouth on, and now he's an angry bear. And he's not happy with how he's being treated, and he's got a little bit of a jaunt to him. He actually looks pretty sinister like this. And speaking about how he looks, he comes with a crap ton of eyes. I've poorly cut them out because there is a massive problem here. You don't get enough face plates to put them all on, so you've got to make the hard choices, or cut them out and blue tack them like I have. Because you get the one face, which is his angry eyes, and then the other face, which is his standard look. It's a real shame that you don't get more, but the option's there. If you have a bit of blue tack, you can start shoving them on his face, and it gives him a lot more expression and like, oh wow, this little bear's pretty damn cool, or ridiculous, clearly. What's a Gundam without 2 beam sabers? Nothing, in my eyes. You wouldn't have thought he could do anything with these, but he can. If you simply peg them onto his little bores, like so, he is now a laser saber-wielding bear of death. Or he's shooting. He can also open his mouth. There is a little tiny peg in there, so you can put a beam coming out of his mouth. So once again, it's either a shot, or he's screaming lasers. Either way, I'm completely down with this idea, because it's insane. Bear screams, lasers come out. It just works. It's perfect. We also have these 6 little bits here, all ball joints and whatnot, so you simply just pick them up, peg them together, boom, extensions. What the extension for, you say? They are to extend his arms, or arm, depending on how many you want. You pull his arm off, you put all these in one big row, or 2, you clip it on, and then you put it back on his arm, and he's got this nightmarish long, kind of Cthulhian-esque arm, I suppose. And once again, he's screaming because he hates this living nightmare that is his life. Again, you can do it to the other arm as well. It gives a little bit more articulation, but there's not a huge amount. If you pull them a little bit further apart, there's a bit more articulation to it, but he's not going to be holding a lot of dynamic poses with it. He also comes with this little mysterious piece, which has a peg in its back, or a hole in its back. So what you can do is you pull off his lovely little bow, you put in this new piece, like so, and that allows you, if you have these pieces, to add the backpack from the Rouge Strike into it. So now the bear can fly through the skies, totally not hold his beam sabers, but be joyful in the fact he can now fly and rain down fiery destruction and fluffy love on everyone. Who can blame him, right? And that's the Beargguy-san. He is great. He's so much fun to build. He has so much personality to him. It's a little bit annoying you don't get more faceplates to not have to go through the fluff that I've had to get those stickers onto his face, because they really do add so much more personality to him. But if you do what I did and just stick the eyes to a bit of paper and then cut around them and then blue tack them onto his face when you want to, it does the job. It's not amazing, but it's something at the very least, you know. I really find it hard to fault this in a lot of ways because it's just so much fun. It's got so much character to it. So it may not have the best articulation or anything like that, but it has one of the most unique looks on a shelf. Top marks, Beargguy, you're fantastic, and I love you, you tiny little ball of plastic fluff. So thank you everybody for watching this video, hope it's been entertaining, and I will catch you on the next video for something else, but who knows what. Well, I mean I will, because I'll record it and stuff. So, see you then. Bye-bye!